Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craven something scary.
Hello, Sydney.
KillJoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Nightwatch Zone.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Get up!
The collective has spoken.
What's up? What's up? Lethal Collective Q&A Mondays, but this time we got some final predictions. My man Fate decided, myself. We're ready to rock and roll. The rest of the collective will be here too. Man, we were just talking backstage. This is it, man. Like T minus just a couple of days. And when I say couple, I mean a couple. I'm excited, man. Seriously. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
We're right there.
We
Tonight
are.
is supposed to be the world. Tonight's supposed to be the world premiere. So be careful out there, because that means everything. I believe the embargo lifts today after tonight too. So careful, because everything's going to be out there. All the details, Giller's story, you name it, it'll be out there. So be careful with that. And then first round of people that'll start watching it like publicly is the 8th. So I mean that's 2 days away. Here in the States, it's the 9th. Although I think the 3D one is the 8th, right? And that I think they have like the 3D one on the 8th. But I have my tickets for the 9th night. When are you're seeing it on the 9th too, right?
Well, I wish, man. I can't see it till the 10th. I'll be checking that in the morning. I'm gonna listen. This is how I'm gonna be operating, because in Craven he likes this terminology too. It's gonna be like DEFCON 10, as far as after. I think after. Oh, God, I don't even know if I'm going to stream on Thursday. I'm probably not going to be streaming, after Tuesday. And I'm just going to batten down the hatches because, like you said, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff out there. I know some folks in our community are like starting to get a little, they're like, okay, we're about to jump ship and stay off of social media, which is not a bad idea, as much as, we love the interaction with folks. And even on social media, we talk with folks all the time. But like you said, man, the premiere is here and people are going to have to be careful, super careful. This is that type of movie where you really gotta, you don't want to know, because Scream is always about the mystery, the who done it, so yeah. But it is. It's going
to be interesting. I obviously, nobody wants the movie ruined or spoiled. I feel like as a content creator, kind of comes with the territory for us. We can,
it does.
like we're doing our best to not find out all the details, but like we're looking into stuff regularly. But just in general, be cautious, be careful. Remember, you're responsible for the information you intake. So if you have to stay off social media for a week or whatever, if you have to whatever you have to do, put yourself in a box for a week.
Lock yourself
out the window. Whatever it takes.
You can see right now, people just throwing their phones, chucking them. I don't want to know.
No, take it out the window. But and also with the embargo lifted, remember, a lot of credible places that you might go to for information.
Right.
They have the green light now to talk about Scream. So they might end up, like Bloody Disgusting, for example. I'm not saying that they will. Right. Just be careful. They could start, if they want to, they could do a review and there's no repercussions or anything. And you could go and click on and go, oh, well, what is this Scream article about? You click on it and all of a sudden it tells you, Gail's Ghostface and da-da-da. You're like, what?
Well, the other thing too is that a lot of times, sometimes the title of things give away something, or even thumbnails. I've had that happen to me. A week out from a movie, you'll see a thumbnail and they may not necessarily spell it out, but if you see some image, sometimes
you can put it together.
Yeah, you put it together, and that's what the machine of YouTube at its best or worst. Seriously.
I have a quick question for you, Knight. Because
Yeah.
I don't think we've talked about it. I know me and Jake talked about it, but is like the killer reveal as important as it once was? Because like to me, like it's still valuable, but I don't think it was what it was. Like 96 was the last like Scream film where it was like, oh my god, like and even that movie, like it was Billy. They did everything but
Right.
put a sign on Billy that said,
That's right.
I'm the killer. But it was just so well done in execution. To me, it's more about the execution and delivery rather than like knowing who the killers are. Because I feel like outside of 96, like every reveal, I mean, Jill was a little surprising, but that was still like kind of like you still had your questions about her. Like, I don't think there's been a Scream movie outside of 96 where like there was never a question about any of the characters. Like Scream 2, you saw Mickey, you're like, that guy's
you're like, that guy looks like a psycho. No, I mean, I agree. I think the reveal isn't what it was because now we know we're going to have a reveal, and I think that's the trouble that all of the sequels have had trying to live up to 96 because that was the first time. That was the first one. And like you said, other than the fact that we knew something was up with Skeet, they did a really good job of the lead up and even throwing us off. But we had our suspicions. And you're right. Outside of Jill, which was, wow. I was like, are you serious? All of the reveals have been like, it's okay. Roman is kind of a special one because Roman literally and figuratively came out of nowhere. He's teleporting. He's doing some magical shit. I mean, like, so 3 is
wizard,
special.
Harry.
He's a wizard. Roman from Hogwarts. So anyways, but no, I don't think the reveal is the biggest thing anymore. I think now, especially when you think about 3, 4, and 5, I think now the big thing for me is how we get to that point. You know what I'm saying? What do they do with my expectations? How much of a puzzle is it that I have to figure out? So I totally agree. I don't think the reveal is the big thing anymore. I will say though that I always do hope that the reveal can at least be somewhere in the ballpark of 96, and I think anyone that's really honest about it, I think if you look at 2, 3, 4, and 5, it's kind of been a roller coaster as far as how close we've gotten back to 96, so.
Well, also to add to that, I mean, every Scream movie, like, it's only so many people, right? Because like up until this point, every Scream movie, well, and even this Scream movie, there have been 3 or 4 characters that you knew without a doubt weren't going to be the killers. So, so like, let's say that there's, most Scream movies have about like 9 to 10 characters, right? That are in these films. Half of them immediately, are not the killers. They're not going to turn any of the OG into the killers. They're not going to turn Randy into the killer. They're not going to turn, Cotton into the killer. They're not like, all of these things. So like every single Scream movie, you knew going in, okay, it's got to be one of these new characters. There's only like 4 or 5 new characters. And, 5 minutes into the movie, 2 or 3 of them are already dead. So it's like, it can only be one of these like 3 or 4 characters. And there's going to be at least 2. So that's my point is that like, I just think every Scream movie, like even this Scream movie, there's a lot of characters, but like just right off the bat, none of the core 4, very likely Kirby and Gale aren't going to be the killers. So there's 6 that you can completely rule out immediately. And then now you have like another 5 characters that 2 of them are, one of them's probably going to be the opening scene. 2 of them are probably going to be dead in the first 5 minutes. That literally leaves like 3, maybe 4 characters that have a potential to be Ghostface. Right. So like, that's kind of my thought process when it comes to this stuff. Like, I don't think it is what it once was. I mean, it's still important. It's still valuable. I should rephrase it like this. I don't think it's as important as it once was for Scream fans, like diehard Scream fans. I think like the casual audience, it is very important. But the casual audience, they're not the ones that are going to have stuff be ruined or spoiled because they're not looking Scream stuff up every day. They're just like, oh, there's a Scream movie. Cool. I'm going to go watch this.
Right. We're living it.
They're not like, oh, what did Fate Decided post? What did the Nightwatch Zone post? What did, what is Bloody Disgusting say about the new Scream? Like all of those things, like, the us, like this community and stuff. Like we are the ones that I think it's not as important. I mean, obviously we all want the knowledge and know-how, but I don't think it's as big as it once was. If that makes sense. But
I agree. I absolutely agree. And also just to say for you guys in the live chat, a blanket hello to everyone. Russell saying hi, Night and Faye. What's up? And if you guys do have any questions, we'll definitely try to answer as many as we can. And we also will talk about our final predictions. But we got a knock on the door, and guess who it is? Let's bring in our brother, Craven. Something scary. What's up?
What's going on, gents? Good to
what
see
is
you.
up? Good to
Hey,
see you.
Bro.
good to see you both.
Yeah, man. How you been?
Been hanging in there, man. Just taking things one day at a time.
Yes,
You know, we're just focusing on getting stronger, getting
yeah.
my strength
Yeah.
back. So
Absolutely.
hopefully, you know, in a few weeks I'll be there. But until then, I'm gonna do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know, and hopefully get a video or two out this week before opening day. I'm shooting for it.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, guys. I'm working on getting myself back to normal. So
All right. Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
Good.
stuff,
Glad to
man.
hear it, man. Glad to hear it.
Absolutely.
We love you, man. Glad you're here.
you, buddy. Same here, man.
Absolutely. We sure do, man. We sure do. And we've got the Frug in the chat saying this, along with two other channels, are the only ones I'll trust until I watch the film. And we appreciate that because we're definitely about trying to make sure that we don't spoil anything. We will be live streaming on Friday, and Fate and I were just talking about it before we went live. We will have, all of us will, we'll have seen the movie, but we're not going to talk spoilers, but we will talk, our initial reactions and thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
hard.
working real hard.
It's hard. Scream.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. Oh, dude, that was so hard last year.
It was
That episode was like I hadn't done that much. I had not done that much eggshell walking
right.
since the Hollywood the Halloween End stream that I
Yes.
did right after I watched it,
Mhm.
and it took more work to talk in that stream than
Right.
anything. So I got to tell you, man, there's a part of me that that wants to wait and watch this thing on Saturday, and then I could just talk spoilers. I ain't going to worry about it. Just put it up there, spoiler talk. But but there is a slight chance, guys. I may not have seen this by Lethal on Friday. Just gonna see how things go.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that offline. But I'm hoping that I can. But if not, I will try to get it watched by the weekend, if at all
Absolutely,
possible.
man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. We were tap dancing like crazy last year when we were talking Scream. You remember? I remember I had watched it a couple times too, since then. And it was like we'd start talking and we'd stop mid-sentence and we'd like pivot, this and that. It was fun, but it was crazy. And speaking of fun and crazy, we have another knock at the door, and that can only mean one person. So if anyone has any rats, hide them because you know who he is. Here's our brother, KillJoy Jake. What's up?
Wow, we're back.
What's up? What's up, everybody? How's it going?
Wild and crazy.
What's up, man?
I tried to think of the funnest and craziest look I could think of. So just that's all I got. That's all I had in the moment. But how's everyone Oscar, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. How's everyone doing though? Everyone is excited, I'm assuming. Everyone's excited. It's Scream Week, baby. Let's go.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Fate was singing the final countdown backstage. We were doing the wow, he's doing the drums too?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're all
multi-talented. I can play the drums and sing. Look at you guys. You're welcome.
Oh my god. So look, we wanted to talk about some of our predictions that we wanted to throw out to people, and we do have a question that's come up that I'm sure will kind of segue into our predictions. Our good friend Blucka saying, will Scream 6 beat Scream 5 box office? So how about we kind of talk about answering his question and talking about what we think for maybe opening weekend and maybe total. I think that'd be a good place to start. Fate, you want to start off and we'll just go around to Craven and Jake?
Yeah, so I think Scream, because Scream 6 made what? Made 140 million,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
I mean, if they're right and they get 40 million in the opening weekend, then I think they push close, if not past 200 million by the time this leaves the box office. So I do think it'll go over. Will this be a better movie? Now that's something that is there. If this movie's terrible, then that could cause like a drop, but I don't think it'll be. I think it will be better, or at least on par with Scream 5, which should keep it driven, which should keep people going. I'm sure there's going to be a couple twists and turns that people are going to be talking about that's going to add to an excitement, add to that. I think there's also curiosity. Like, me and Jake were talking about this the other day. Like, yes, I'm sure that there are people that are not going to watch this because Sydney's not in it, but I'm sure there's probably just as many, if not more, that will watch this because Sydney's not in it. Because I'm sure you have a large group of people that are like, I don't need to see another Scream movie where it's the same story over and over again and it's Sidney Prescott. Like, how many people, the same conversation. I mean, it's gotten dull over the years, right? And you have people that aren't diehard that are just like, I've seen this movie 100 times. I don't need to watch it again. Now they're like, wait, Sydney's not in this movie? Okay, well, let me see what this is about. So now you have that curiosity. So I do think that this beats Scream 5's box office. Maybe it's just a little, maybe it's like 45 million or 50 million. As opposed to 140. But I do think it beats it. What about you, Craven?
Yeah, I think it has a chance to overtake it. I mean, I think that it is going to depend a lot upon like what we saw with the first Scream, the feedback, the people, the hype after, the word of mouth folks who go, the mainstream audience that goes to this movie and says, "Oh my gosh, it's really good," and start spreading the word. I think it's going to hit around 150. I think it's going to be about the same, but just a little bit higher. Again, I could be totally wrong, and it'll be amazing if it hits 200. But I think that with Scream 5 doing 140 and all of that amazing marketing they did, and this marketing this year has been really good, but it has scaled down from what we saw last year.
Right.
So I think the chance of bringing in more new audience members is no more than it was for 5. And so that's why I think Scream 6 will probably match it, closer to matching it, which I think is a success, though.
Yeah.
I mean, because look at the first movies. I mean, Scream 1 did 161. Scream 2 did 160, basically matched it. And then Scream 3 did a little bit less, but it still came in at like 140 or 35, 140. So I think that this will follow a similar trajectory. I think it'll match Scream 5, maybe a little more. And I think that the trilogy will probably end up with 7 coming in lower than the first 2 when it's all said and done. But anyway, that's for the future. Yeah. So 140, 150 for me.
Real quick, you don't think, Craven, that because now we don't have like the pandemic and like all the aftermath of the pandemic that won't drive new audience? Because I do. I think Scream 5 probably would have done a lot better in theaters if it wasn't for, because you still had that initial fear. Like theaters were just opening up. People were kind of like, I don't want to sit in this hot box of just COVID cesspool. And now like we're years removed now, where life's for the most part has gotten back to normal. I think I do. I think there will be a lot of new people that didn't see Scream 5 in theaters that will see it in Scream 6. That will see Scream 6 in theaters.
Yeah, that's possible. And with Jenna Ortega being such a star, that's another factor too.
Right.
That could bring in a higher audience just because her name's in it and she's all over the trailers. They were smart to feature her.
Yeah, she is prominent in the trailers, man. If I didn't see Scream 5, if I wasn't part of the Scream community, I would have thought that she was the lead. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good point.
True. Yeah.
Good point.
So yeah, those factors may push it up to even higher. Yeah.
I think you guys both make really good points, though. Like, I actually I oddly agree with Craven and Fate here, because I do think that I know that's weird, right? You kind of said different things, but
right? They had a big gap between each other, man. One said 140, one said 200.
Well, so weirdly enough, I'm right in the middle. Like, I think it's going to make like 180 to 200 is my guess, like somewhere in that window. And why I think that is because I agree with Fate by saying that it's going to have a really big opening weekend, and then its second week it's going to be maybe bigger because we have the no Sidney Prescott. People are going to say no way, I'm not interested in it, and then I'm predicting it's going to have pretty decent reviews, like pretty good reviews. I don't want to say decent. Decent implies it's like 50-50. You know what I mean? I think it's going to have like 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, something like that. Like, that's what I'm predicting. It's different, you know what I mean? So some people are going to hate it inherently. But at the same time, I feel like this is going to be a pretty dang good movie. You got Wednesday here. She's the biggest thing ever at the moment. I think that this movie does pretty well, while it will definitely have some haters, though, without a doubt. Like, even now, people haven't seen it, but they're going to hate it no matter what. Nev Campbell's not in it. It's not Scream. There's plenty of people who are saying that. And they just won't like it, even if it is good. You know what I mean? Even if it is an objectively good movie, they'll be like, well, it's not Nev Campbell, so I don't like it. Right. I think that's unfair personally, but I get it. I get why that opinion is around. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people are going to see this movie, though, no matter what. Like, you have a lot of people right now who are saying, like, I don't want to see it. I'm not going to be there no matter what. But I'm telling you, man, if people who are really big fans of this, they're not going to be able to resist. They're going to go see it in the second week. It's going to have 2 really good weeks in a row, I think. And I think it will get just above Scream 5, but I don't think it'll go like past 200 million in my in my mind. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I have to second that, because I think it'll have a bigger opening weekend, you know, because Scream 5 had $35 million open weekend. I think that this should be closer to like 40. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me if it was like anywhere between 38 to 42 for opening weekend. And I agree. I think the second weekend, I think it's going to be a very good indicator of what this movie is going to be. I think it's going to have a good second weekend, because of the fact, like you said, and we're on the same wavelength, man, because, you know, the Nev fans, you know, the folks that are kind of hesitant and so forth, I think they're going to, either out of curiosity or out of some good word of mouth, they're gonna be, all right, okay, I gotta check it out. Let's just see what happens. And they're gonna come in too. And not having the cloud of the pandemic over us, I think that is gonna help this movie do better than Scream 5. And unless this thing is a super turd, this movie will make more than Scream 5. I don't know if it's gonna be at 200 million, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, I don't know, anywhere between like 160 to like 180. You know, Scream 5 was at 140. I definitely think this is going to make more money. If it hits 200, Fate, it would not surprise me, because like you said, we're not dealing with the pandemic. And like all of you have said, we're dealing with this whole new, you know, fresh vibe and excitement with Jenna Ortega and so forth. The marketing has been really good, not as much as Scream 5, like you were saying, Craven. So anyways, I just think that this movie is really positioned to do better than Scream 5. So,
and dude, also to your point there, like, think about Smile from last year, like out of nowhere horror movie that was just marketed super well. Just like Scream 6, you know what I mean? And not only is this, like, this isn't an out of nowhere horror film, you know what I mean? This is a franchise continuation. You have fans showing up to this on top of having a great marketing campaign. I won't be surprised if it hits 200 million, but I guess I'm playing it safe, if you will, in the 180 to 200 window there. So no, dude, it's totally possible. It's totally possible it hits 200, maybe even goes above that.
Well, to add to you is like I mean, we're also in this like resurgence of horror too. Like Scream 5, like kind of caught like the beginning, like, but now look at all like the last like year and a half, like all the horror movies that have had just major success. So I think that'll play a factor too. We're kind of in this like resurgence of just like horror movies in general. Scream being the iconic franchise, I think it will get people. I mean, you can't really compare that. I mean, Marvel, their worst movies have done like $1 billion plus. Like, you know, like it's just such a larger pool. You know, like so there might be, you know, 10 million people that'll go to a theater to watch a Scream movie, there's 100+ million that'll go watch a Marvel movie. So I mean,
Right.
you know, like it's just I think that's comparing, you know, apples to trees. Like, you know, the tree is a lot
An apple to an apple orchard.
Wow.
Or yeah, there you go. You found it. There you go.
Like, you know, so I don't know. I mean, it is a good point. It is a good point, but I think like how much money would that movie probably would have done 4 or 5 billion if we weren't in that time. But anyway, that's just
yes.
Anyway.
Absolutely. And real quick, because we do have a super chat coming in, but also just to say hey to our good friend Denisha, and also Brandon from I Like Scary.
Hey, what's up, Brandon?
Yo.
And our first super chat is coming in from Mark. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Saying, Steve, I wish you a speedy recovery, bro. You're a very humble dude. We're all here for you, man. Pump for Scream 6. Great stream, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah, very kind of you. Very kind of you. And we also have Martin was coming in saying, I hope Scream fixes the Angelina Scream 3 problem sooner or later.
I would love it.
Steven, I know, man. We've been carrying the torch, bro. All right, so I'll start off with this and then pass it to Fate and then you guys. You know, yeah, that would be cool if they do, but I don't. And I've done videos on this too. They're not gonna do anything with Angelina. I don't think so. It'd be wicked cool. You know, I'd probably like my popcorn probably go all over the floor. But I don't see it, and I'm a huge Angelina, you know, supporter, but I don't see that happening. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't think they're ever gonna touch on that. I mean, I would love it. I mean, I'd love it. Then that explains the whole Roman being a wizard thing. But like,
he is a wizard. What are you talking about? Yeah.
He is the wizard master.
He is. But I just you know, I would love to see them touch it. I just don't see them ever doing that. Or even if it's not Angelina, even if they have some like tie-in, you know, like a killer that got away, like, you know, if they did something like that where it was like, oh, like, you know, like, who are you? And it's like, I've been here from the beginning, you know, that full circle moment. Like, I was Roman's accomplice. They never knew about me. I got away. I'm the perfect Ghostface, blah, blah, blah. Like something stupid like that. Like, you know, I wouldn't mind that just to kind of fix that continuity issue in Scream 3.
Yeah.
But I don't think they will. I think, you know, it is what it is. But Craven.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel the same. I think they probably won't, but I wish they would. You know, it would be so awesome for us to have that Angelina return, and you know, and people think she was a victim of Roman, and you know, are sympathetic towards her, and then we find out later that she was not. She was more than that.
Yeah,
she actually was involved and was his partner. That would be so cool to do, man. But will it happen in this trilogy? Probably not. Just my honest opinion. I think we have a better chance of Stu being returning in this trilogy than Angelina, only because we've at least got some things established that kind of torn us towards the Stu looking his way in this one, where we have none towards Angelina yet.
Right.
So they would have to come in heavy on that front in this one for Angelina, I think, to show up. So, but you know what? Like I always say, man, whether or not they appear in this movie or this trilogy, it doesn't change the fact that, you know, we still believe what we believe, and you know, if they're alive or not, and as long as they're making Scream movies and the actors are alive and there's a connection to the past, it's always possible. The door stays open. So.
Right.
But yeah, I don't honestly look for Angelina in this trilogy. I would love to see her, but I don't think we will.
Yeah, I would love it too. I would love if they did something crazy like that. But for me, you know, this isn't the MCU. You know what I mean? We're not pulling from the end credits scene of 3 movies ago to then have it conclude in this movie here. So I don't think that'll happen in these movies. As cool as that would be, it would kind of solve a bit of a plot hole there. I also just feel like, this whole new trilogy is kind of not a I don't want to say a divide because that's not the right word. This is a new continuation, a new story they're trying to tell. So I don't think that they'll hyper focus on little tiny details from other movies. Especially ones that aren't as significant to this one. Like if they're going to do anything to continue something or fix a plot hole or expand upon something, it's going to be something from 4. Like we have Kirby here. I don't know if you guys saw the new clip today, but it seems like Kirby and Sam kind of know each other already.
Yeah, right?
Ooh,
Did you see Hayden on Good Morning America?
Yeah. I don't know if everyone else saw it, but
I'm not gonna lie, man. The nerd in me just started to just dance away. I was like, it's really happening. I mean, I know it's happening, but just to hear her even talk about it, I was like, holy crap. Because, man, Kirby was dead. Okay.
Right. Yeah, dude. And listen,
as far as in the movie, but yeah.
Well, and my other thing about that is like, we've seen little tiny snippets of her in the trailer, and that's great. It was like, oh, cool, Kirby, nice. But seeing a whole scene with her, it was just, it just felt like, oh my God, this character's back. You know what I mean? This character's back to life. This is wonderful.
Kirby and Sam very likely went to school together. Like that was something that I've talked about before.
Yes.
Because her age, she would have been a freshman when they were seniors. So they very likely, which is probably my guess, is probably how they're going to explain it, because they knew exactly who each other were immediately based on that clip. They were just like,
and doesn't that seem,
Kirby?
dude? And it seems like it's Kirby's introduction to the movie too.
Yeah,
like there's, you can't tell me that's not her. Like the music, it feels like when Dewey comes into Scream 5. You know what I mean? It feels very similar to that. I don't know. I'm so excited to see that scene and to see if they expand upon Scream 4 by saying like maybe Sam had some kind of involvement the whole time, which would make that one line in Scream 5 way more interesting about, the last time this happened was in 2011.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Absolutely, man.
And really?
Right. And also, we got Denisha coming in with a super chat, $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Denisha.
Thank
we
you.
Appreciate you as always. Saying, Craven, I'm happy to see you here on camera with the Illegal Collective Brothers again. We miss you, and you mean a lot to us. All right.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
we're all wishing you good health, Craven.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Thank you. This is a big step forward. Doing this, coming on this stream. I'm going to be heading out in about 5 minutes, but this is I said I'm going to do this. I'm going to get on this stream and do it.
Yeah, man.
Do it. And
we're gonna all give you our power. Put your hands up, everyone.
What is this, Captain Planet? What the hell?
No, it's Dragon Ball. It's Dragon Ball Z. Come on, give him a spirit ball.
Oh, love it.
Give him a spirit ball.
Come on, Goku.
Dude, you are too funny, man. You will talk about anything. I tell you, you're
awesome,
all right.
Man.
Real quick too, Ryan's coming in with a. Ryan's coming in
dare
with
you,
a
Captain Planet? Oh my God.
The power is yours. Ryan has said, after Scream 7, do you guys think they should create a new batch of characters, new final girl, and go in a different direction, or keep our legacies? Fate.
After Scream 7, do you think they? Obviously it depends on how Scream 6 ends. Kind of hard to give a definitive answer without that. But my guess is they probably start like a fresh story. I think Scream 6 feels like the film, like everything's gonna come to a hold. I don't think they'll go a new batch of characters. I think it'll carry over with the characters. I just don't think it'll be like, a Billy or tie into the past. I think it'll be kind of, so I think you'll have like essentially like the 2 trilogies of 96. You have 1 through 3, and then you have 4, 5, and 6. And then Scream 7 will kind of start its own thing. And maybe that spawns a new trilogy in and of itself, or that's just kind of like its own solo film, and then somebody else takes over. Because Radio Silence have the Escape from New York or whatever coming up.
Yeah, baby.
So are they gonna be wanting to do that and another like batch of Scream films? Obviously they're gonna do Scream 7. Because that's already being in the works. So my guess is that they continue with whatever surviving characters are left over, add some new characters. Maybe it's even like a transition film where like you have, like, let's say, just for example, let's say Sam and Tara and Chad are the survivors, right? So you have those 3, they carry over into Scream 7. You have like 5 or 6 new characters that maybe the story centers around, and then they're kind of interwoven in that. And then there's like the pass the torch moment, and then Sam and the others, they go live their best life, and these new characters are the ones that move forward. Something like that. I could see something like that. But Craven.
I've always said that, I love seeing Sydney in the movies, and, whether Gale survives this trilogy, who knows right now? I think it's very up in the air, 50-50. So we may only have Sidney Prescott left after 7. And so, I would love to see Sydney back at 7. And, based on Sydney saying that she feels there's more chapters, or chapters aren't done for Sidney Prescott, she seems open to returning for the right pay, obviously. So I'm gonna go on the side of the requel mode. I like the requel mode. I like introducing some new folks, and they're driving the picture, but you still have Sydney there as a character in some capacity. Even if it's just, an advisor, consultant, kind of, what I'm saying, like, that character in movies that they go to for the wise one, like Yoda, or they go to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like that, even, I would be happy with. But so, yeah, I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for the requel mentality for 8 even. And I'm in no rush to get rid of Sidney Prescott, because I know all the negatives about, how do you keep having her? How are people still after her? But you could change that to where they're not really after her, but she's helping out. She's there helping out the newbies, and you can make that, that kind of a movie. So, like Sam said, we go to an expert. They went to Dewey for help instead, but it's the same mentality. So anyway, that's kind of what I personally, just my own preferences, would like to see. However, if they decide to do a cold stop and restart, I would accept that and say it's a new era. Yeah. So, but I hope not.
Yeah, me personally, I kind of want them to finish this trilogy with the legacy characters still being involved. I feel like they set that up in 5, and now once again we're doing that here with putting a focus on Gale a little more. So I think with 7, you got to get Sydney back. You got to have her back, and I feel like that's her final Scream film, where maybe she affects the plot somehow. I have a mental image of how I think that they're planning this trilogy, but I don't even want to say it yet, because I'm like, I gotta see 6 first, because then I'll be like, okay, now I see where they're going. This is gonna be a big film for where they're taking this. It all depends on what they're setting up with Sam, in my opinion, and that kind of dictates if Sydney needs to come back into the story or not. But I think that let's close out that story, and then let's try to, just a clean break. Let's go for just brand new characters, brand new take on the entire series as a whole, without and trying to continue. Because a big crutch that I'm noticing, and something, maybe my biggest worry for Scream 6, is that they're going to rely too much on all of this stuff happened in the past, and now it has to affect this new movie. That's just simply going to get convoluted at some point.
Right.
And I hope that it doesn't happen here. I see a lot of potential in this movie. I really hope that doesn't happen. And I feel like by the time we get to Scream 8, that's where it's going to start to without a doubt get a little convoluted. So I would rather them just clean break, new story, new Ghostface, new city. Let's try something else out at that point. I think we've told a great story thus far, and I'm loving it. But I don't want that to get soured by a new entry, if that makes sense. That's my big reason why I say that. And I'm excited to see how they close out this trilogy with our legacy characters still playing parts, because I love them. They're great. I don't want them to go, but I also don't want their legacy to be tarnished by just lesser sequels.
Right. I totally agree with you. At some point, you have to find a way to inject something fresh. The spider web can only go for so long, and that's always been the advantage and the disadvantage of this franchise as opposed to other horror franchises. This franchise is rooted in the characters being so connected, to what's going on with the killings, and obviously especially Sydney. So I think Sydney has to come back in 7. We got to finish this thing out. give Nev her send off if that's what it will be. And I do agree. What we get in the future after 7, I think it should be new. I think it should be fresh. I think they should change up quite a bit, to be quite honest. Because I think it's time to do that. You figured we'd have 7 movies by then. That's a lot of freaking movies in a franchise.
Yeah,
right. So we have to change it up at that point. So I'm really curious to see what will happen. I want to see what's going to happen in this movie in 7, and also what will the future be. I think this movie can give us a little bit of sense of that direction for the future. So exciting times. Jen saying we got to get the likes up. We got 111 people in the chat and only 38 likes. Get it up.
We have 127 now. So
well, there you
hit
go.
that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Sorry.
Whoa, man.
Lost my cool.
Relax.
Hit that subscribe button.
And Jamie, the dance is like the Pee Wee Herman dance, but it's cooler. It's cooler than that.
It's always cooler with you, Knight.
You're all right, man. Apollo. Hey, yo, Apollo. What's up, man? It's good to see you, man. Say any chance that Hank Loomis is part of the story? I'm going to do this real quick. I say no. Not in Scream 6. What do you guys think?
No. I don't think so. I would love it, but no, I don't think so.
I just don't know why they would implement this character into the story. Like, I remember when we were talking like early predictions for Scream 6, and this was a huge talking point about like Hank Loomis and Christina. Like, I want to see the mom. I just, the only thing I can think to that is, but why? Like, I'm going to sound like a 3-year-old toddler for a second here, but why? Like, why do we need to see these characters? I don't know.
Grandfather. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, he's the grandfather. You could have him. You could have some tie-in. Like, who would know better about the story and history than the father? You know what I mean? Like,
I disagree.
Grandfather.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I disagree. I think if we're gonna do a character like that, just put Sydney or Gale. Like, they're already filling that role. You know what I mean for this story. That's why I'm like, I don't think we need mom sister characters anymore. You guys know how against that I am already. But on top of that, it's like it doesn't make any sense. You know, I'm like I'm already like, we have characters. Let's focus on them. Let's see what they're up to. Let's build them up a bit. You know, we don't need to throw 100,000 characters. You know, once again, this isn't Marvel. You know, we don't need 100 characters coming together like a Endgame to fight all the Ghostfaces. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just my take. Sorry, that's I got a little aggressive there, but
I just had a thought. I had a vision of that in my head, man. That's absolutely hilarious. Oh my god. Val's reminding people Jake's gonna be on in just about a little less than 15 minutes doing his stream, so definitely check him out. I'll be on later on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so check us out.
Oh, you're talking about High Tension?
High Tension tonight, bro.
Yeah, nice,
High
dude.
Tension. Yeah,
good movie.
Killer movie,
right?
man.
I know, man. I know. It's going to be a lot of fun. Radioactive Cosmic Rays, one of the greatest names of all time, coming in with a super chat, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying, saw Scream 6, seeing zombie Roman. It makes sense how he was able to dodge the shotgun blast.
Spoilers, bro. Dude.
The zombie apocalypse is
Can you imagine if they did something wacky like that? Like, I'd walk out.
I literally had a dream last night that like I had a dream about Scream 6 last night, and it was they brought the corpse of Stu Macher into the shrine. Like, I literally had a dream with that, and I'm like, that would be so funny. Actually, like, I wouldn't even mind if they did something like that because it would just be so wild, you know?
That'd be too wild, man. What's up, Brett? Brett's in the chat. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so let's also jump to this. Fate, we'll start with you. I mean, let's just predict who we think Ghostface is going to be. You know, let's just throw that out there while we're still here before Jake has to get going.
Yeah. So right off the bat, like, my thought process about this whole thing is that, okay, I'm going on the assumption that there's 3 killers. I think we have enough evidence through the trailers to show that there's probably 3 killers. There's clearly 2. I mean, we have scenes in the trailers that show that there's 2 killers. My guess is that there's 2 killers and like a mastermind, like the orchestrator that's running it all. My opinion, that boils down to 2 characters. Like, boils down to Henry Czerny's character, who's Christopher Stone, and then Dermot Mulroney's character, who is, that I think you can make an argument for either of them. I think also It'd be kind of cool. What if they're both involved? Like that is something I'd really love to see. Like, what better way to set up Sam than you have an entire town that believes she was involved in the killer. You have her therapist and you have the detective that's on the case all saying that she's lost it. I think that'd be just a great story and a great way to set up. But I don't think they're going to go that route. I think it'll be one or the other. I really like the idea of Stone, like him successful therapist having this Ghostface shrine, and like his son and like his Patsy, the fall guy are like the ones that are running around. So I lean towards like Josh Segura. I think that's probably the approach. I really lean towards like Josh Segura being involved to some degree, or he's just an ultimate red herring. So I'm going to go that route. I'm going to go with like Christopher Stone, probably, in the kitchen with a hammer and a stick. No, I'm going to go with the therapist as the mastermind, Josh Segura as the killer. And I think they probably get a female involved. And so I could see, just based on like
the way you worded that, I'm sorry. Maybe they get some female involved. I don't know. Sorry, that was just kind of okay.
I do. I think you have the female killer. I think you have the male killer, and I think you'll have like the mastermind. And so I kind of lean towards like either what's her name, Leanna Liberato, or
I'm suspicious of her too.
Quinn.
Yeah.
I really think it's her. I could see her. Although if she's involved, then probably Detective Bailey's involved, because that's the father, right? So that's kind of my like. I think if it's her, then I think it's her, Segura, and Detective Bailey. If it's not her, and it's what's the other girl? Well, I'm blanking on the other girl's name. The one we see that looks like she gets killed in the ladder scene. It looks like she's
Anika.
Anika, yeah. There you go. I mean, we don't actually. I mean, granted, it's trailer. We don't actually see her get killed off. We just see her kind of vanish, right? Like, and not get on the ladder. Like, so I could see what if she's like the big reveal at the end? Like, so it's her, it's like Josh Segura, and then Christopher Stone. I think those three make a lot of sense. If it's not them, then I think it's Leanna Liberato, Dermot Maroney, and probably Josh Segura. Although I think probably Josh Segura.
I gotta write that down, man. I'm just
write it down.
I'm just messing with you, man. Because you were like, if it's this, it's that, it's that. No, but that also shows that this is going to be really, really just. It's going to be a spider web, man. It's going to be fun. What about you, Jake?
You know what I'm realizing as we get closer to it, I'm just like, I don't know. I think there's like 4 people I'm suspicious of. And I'm realizing like from the beginning of covering to now, like those are the only 4 people I'm pretty suspicious of. So I'm like, it's gotta be 1, 2, 3 of these people. I'm in the same boat as you, Fade, where I'm like, I genuinely think it's 3 people. I have no reason to believe that, but I don't know. I'm just feeling like this is going to be the movie to break a mold somehow in many different ways. So 3 people, I agree with you, man. And yeah, look at this right here. What the fuck, man? Jenna Ortega's looking at a ghost face too. You know?
Yeah.
Come on, you can't tell me otherwise there. But
and Melissa Barrera is pointing the knife.
Yeah, right. There's one right there.
To the
There's
right.
one in the scene. Yeah,
there's literally 3. Like in that scene, that shows that there's 3 killers. But anyway,
it could be 3. It could be 3. But I'm pretty sold on it. Pretty sold on 3. I'm like 90% sure Dermot Mulroney's the one behind the cracked mask. Like 90%. But here's my other. I keep going back and forth on this. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not 100% on this. Josh Segura. He's so obviously our killer. You know what I mean? He's so obvious. But like, are they doing that because he's a red herring? Are they doing that because he's like, is he the Mickey though? You know what I mean? Is he like, okay, he's kind of obvious, but like, that's not the big twist. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the big twist is going to be Dermot Mulroney, the cop in New York City. It works too. Like New York setting, Dermot Mulroney, main killer. It makes sense. Like I'm pretty sold on that. I'm like, okay, I see him being our main guy and his muscle is Josh Segura. But then the only thing I can come to the conclusion of third killer wise is his daughter. And which I not 100% on this, but I feel like she's going to be like a fake out death. You think she's dead, and then she shows up in the third act as our third killer. A lot of people have been saying Jack Champion. They're really suspicious of him. This is the one that I'm very back and forth on. I don't see it. I don't see him being our killer. I don't know. He's the one that I feel like is gonna be the red herring, and that's why I'm still sticking with Josh Segarra, because I'm like, yeah, he's obvious, but they usually make one of them obvious so that the other people aren't as obvious. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's him. I'm not even gonna think about it anymore. Not paying any more mind to it. Josh Segarra, he's our killer, and yeah, it gets revealed, but then there's more. You know what I mean? That's your typical Scream reveal. So that's in my mind. I think what's going to happen is it's him at first. He comes out first, takes his mask off, Mickey reveal. But then you get the Mrs. Loomis reveal. You know what I mean, with the detective and his daughter. So that's my guess. I'm fuck it. That's my final guess. Sticking with it.
Okay. All right. So listen, we've been talking about this a lot. This whole idea of the mastermind thing. I'm really gonna dig in on this, man. I'm super curious about Zerny's character, and I think there's a lot of reasons why he could be connected. For all we know, this could be the type of thing where, you know, he has like a loose connection to this whole thing. You know, he won't be a Ghostface killer, but maybe he's the money. Maybe he's the money, and maybe he's like a scout. You know, scouting on Sam and trying to, you know, use his intellect to make things happen. So I'm still very, very worry of his character, but I agree, if it's not Zerny, then you got to look at Dermot. You have to look at Dermot. This is Dermot Mulroney in this movie. I mean, you know, he's got to have something going on. I mean, from the beginning when he was casted, you know, you kind of raise your eyebrow. But I don't know about Quinn, Jake. I you know, his daughter, it could happen, you know, and Fate said it too. You know, we have to have a lady in the mix, possibly. I'm still going with 3 killers too. And I think we're gonna have basically that structure of the older character, you know, the muscle, and maybe someone that's kind of like just, you know, along for the ride, you know, kind of like the lackey. But I don't know, you know, Jack Champion, that's a possibility as well. I've kind of gone back and forth on that. But if I had to put money on it, I'm going to go with Zerny. I agree with Josh Segarra. You know, from day one, man, it's got to be like, dude, you're looking kind of sus. You really, really are.
His name is Danny Brackett, bro. Like, come on.
I know.
Like, I saw that name and I'm like, he's the killer. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
got it. Let's move on. You know,
we know what you guys are doing. We're horror fans. So no, I think it could either Zerny or Dermot as the older character. And I'm gonna go with Segarra. And I guess if I'm gonna go with a third person, I don't know about Quinn, but I'd go Jack Champion. I go with Jack Champion.
Do you think it's Segarra, Champion, and either Mulroney or
Zerny? Yeah,
Zerny?
That's what I'm gonna go with.
I get the suspicion. I get the suspicion with Jack Champion, but I feel like you know, do you get what I'm saying though? I feel like Jack Champion, I could see him being our actual red herring, where Segarra is so obviously the killer. They're like, that's where your focus is going to be the whole movie. So like, that's why I don't know. That's where I'm at. I do agree with you about Quinn though. Like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about the character to be suspicious of her. She's barely in the trailer.
Exactly.
So I'm like, the only reason I think she's our third killer is because she's Dermot Mulroney's daughter. That's the only reason. That's all I got.
That's my thinking too.
That would be an interesting take though. Could you imagine what kind of scene, you know, and back and forth we could get if that is the case? Like, you know, him and his daughter is like, wow, that would be kind of fresh. That'd be fresh to see.
I'd be down. Like, I love the relationships between our killers. You know what I mean? Especially with like the last one, it was really a gross relationship, but it was interesting. You know what I mean? It was like, it's like this. I've never seen this before in a Scream movie, so it fascinated me. And it's just really fucked up and evil, you know? So I'm so excited to see what they do here. You know, I'm hoping it's just as fucked up and evil, you know? So I don't know. A family that slays together stays together. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. Yeah, let's do a quick, like, speed round of like people we think dying. I'll throw out some names and you guys tell me if you think they die. Kirby Reed. I'm saying yes. Jake?
No.
Okay. Night?
Hot take.
Do you see underneath the Nightwatch Zone, it says Kirby rocks? No.
Okay. All right, Gail Weathers. I say I'm leaning 50-50. I'm going to say no for Gail, although I think it's a big chance. But what do you think, Jake?
I 100% agree. Like, I don't think they'll do it right now, but I said the same thing about Dewey, and I was fucking wrong, dude. I was fucking wrong. So, yeah, I don't know.
I agree. I'm on the same path. I don't want her to, and I don't think so. But man, the possibility is there.
All right. What about Tara? I really want to say no, but I really think she might die. I want to say no. I'm gonna say no, but I really think she might. I think this movie might be a total bloodbath, and like when we leave the theater, like it's like Sam and Gail are the only ones alive. But Craven, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. What do you think? Do you think Tara lives or dies? Doing a speed round.
Yeah, speed round. Okay, I think she lives. I think the only one they kill from the core 4 will be probably Mindy.
Okay. Jake?
Goner. 100% goner. Tara's dead. Like, without a doubt in my mind. Like, to me, I get it. I like, great character, love her. I love Jenna Ortega. She's amazing. But for this story to work, she's got to die. Like, she's got to die. I don't like, I don't like it either. I love Jenna Ortega. She's a goner.
Night.
I agree. I think Tara's going to die. I think that this is going to be something that's going to help propel the story into 7. Yeah, I think Tara's going to die. I don't want her to, by the way. So people don't, but I don't think she's going to make it.
I'm the only one. That makes sense. I'm the only one that thinks she's going to make it. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I just have a feeling. All right, Meeks twins. I think Chad lives, Mindy dies. Craven, you said Mindy dies, so.
Mindy dies.
Okay. Jake?
I'm going to say, man, this is really tough. I'm going to say that I'm 50-50 on Mindy, but I think that Chad dies, personally.
Ooh. I think Mindy's going to die.
Okay.
Chad's going to be our new Dewey.
I see. Okay, he might give a thumbs up. I can see him like, you think he dies, thumbs up at the end. Okay, that's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen. There. Okay. Mindy, I'm going to say she lives. Fuck it. I think she lives.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, I mean, we could go into the new characters if you want. You think Leanna? I think she dies.
Oh yeah, dead.
Anika? I think she dies.
Dead.
Goner.
Dead.
Jack Champion? I think he dies.
Goner.
Maybe not.
Oh.
Very nice.
Wow, wee.
Josh Segura, I really want him to survive. I really want him to be like Derek 2.0, only this time he survives, but I think he's dead. I think he's either the killer or he dies in some tragic way. So I'm going to say dead.
Dead.
Okay, complicated answer. If he's not the killer, he dies. If he is the killer, he gets away with it.
Ooh.
Interesting. You really are buying into that Dead by Daylight thing.
Dude, that's what they're doing. I'm dead serious. Like, I'm on it, man. I don't know. Fuck. Okay,
wow.
Sorry. I'll shut up.
I think that if he's not the killer, he's going to die. But if he is the killer, I don't know if he's going to get away. But yeah, I'll say dead.
All right. Henry Czerny, I think if he's the mastermind, I think he dies. If he's not the mastermind, I think he's in like 1 or 2 scenes and he doesn't die. I just think he's just like a one-off character. What about you, Craven?
I agree 100%. I'm all in. It's feast or famine on Henry. I think that he is the mastermind. I should probably say my predictions to the end, but yeah, I agree with what you said, Fate. It's one or the other. Yeah.
Jake?
Yeah, I'm sold. Like, pretty much. I totally agree with you guys.
I agree too. Absolutely.
All right. I feel the exact same way about Dermot Mulroney. If he's the killer, he dies. If he's not, I think he lives, and he's the detective that lives. Craven?
Yep, I agree.
I think he's personally, I think he's the killer and he dies. But if he's not the killer, he dies. So he dies no matter what.
I agree with you, Jake. I think he's going to die either way. I think there's a strong possibility that he is the killer. But if he's revealed as the killer, he's going to die. And if he's not the killer, he's going to die. He's just going to go down in a blaze of glory.
Yeah. All right. Samara Weaving, Goner.
Opening kill.
Opening kill. Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh, Knight. Oh, we lost Knight. Okay. What about what's the other guy's name? The guy from Spider-Man. Blanking on his name. I think he's
Tony Revolori.
Yeah, Tony Revolori. Craven.
Tony Revolori is going to be like a ravioli cooked and served.
That man is so dead. I mean, like, so dead. If anybody's gonna die in this movie, it's gonna be Tony Revolori. Like,
if I had
really
$1 million,
harsh,
I would put $1 million right now. He is dead.
Yeah, same. 100%, without a doubt.
So we're all kind of in the camp of like this is going to be a total bloodbath. Everyone's
Total
dead,
bloodbath.
Except for like 3 characters.
3 or 4 is going to be all that makes it, I think.
We're not having 6 survivors again. I will be so. I will, if there's 8 kills and 2 of them are the killers, and then there's 6 survivors, I'm going to be disappointed. That's all I'm saying. I'm expecting a bloodbath.
Let's do this real quick. All right.
Well, they did.
Who are the? Let's just.
Right.
Say,
That's my point. That's my point. Don't do 5 again. Sorry.
Don't do it.
Right. So who's? Like who are top 3 survivors? I think it's Gale, Sam, and Chad.
Ooh.
Oh, you can go ahead, Craven. Well, okay, I'll go. We'll go the other way. I agree. I agree. I think it's going to be Gale, Sam, and Chad. Yep, I agree with that. Well, can I also just say, and I'm hoping Kirby does too. Let me just throw that in there too. I'm sorry.
Kirby.
Okay.
I want to retract my statement on the Meeks twins because I just like there's no you can't tell me this is gonna be a big everyone's getting together and hugging and we made it through this. That's not how this movie's gonna end. I'm telling you that right now. Gale's gonna live, Sam is gonna live. Those are the only 2 I'm certain of at this moment. I could see both the Meeks twins dying. I could see Kirby dying, which would suck. Knight, I'm in the same boat as you. I don't want her to die.
Right.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Final prediction: Sam, Gale, Kirby. Only survivors. Right. That's it. Across the board.
Ooh.
Well, all right. So I'm gonna deviate. I'm gonna go with the Carpenter's twins. Both survive. Tam and Sarah will live. Chad will live. Gale will live. We're at 4, and I think I'm gonna carefully make my decision. I think I'm gonna stop there. I was gonna stop at 4. It's gonna be Gale. Oh, wait a second. Kirby. I think Kirby lives. Dermot Mulroney would die. I know I said earlier he was going to live, but you know what? I'll leave the past the past. I haven't addressed Kirby yet, so you guys probably did that before I was back. But I'm going to say it's going to be Gale. Here we go. Gale, Sam, Tara, Chad, Kirby. Oh, Jake, I'm at 5. That's 5, dude.
I don't think there's going to be that many. I would be shocked if there's that many survivors.
Same.
I really would.
I agree.
Would be genuinely shocked. I think
I agree.
3. I wouldn't even be surprised if there's 2. I think at very most there's 4. Very most, I think it's Sam, Tara, Chad, and Gale. I think at the very most, or Mindy. Like I think you can interchange either of the Meeks twins, but I think it's one of the Meeks twins at most. One of the Meeks twins, Gale, Sam, and then maybe Tara. I'm kind of 50-50 on Tara.
I'll be shocked. Wow. I'll be shocked if Jenna Ortega makes it through this movie.
I could see that, but
same.
So
we got some same.
Sounds like I was just gonna say on Monday, I'm gonna be getting lots of this when Tara's alive.
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't be shocked. Like I said, like I think there's a good chance Tara survives. I just don't know if she does. Like it just wouldn't surprise me if they did. But anyway, we got a bunch of super chats, and I know everyone's got to go.
Yeah,
I know we got like
let's do it.
Real quick, the mayor is sending us a $5 super chat saying my prediction mirrors Clever Lang's prediction in Rocky. Pain. Love it, bro. Love it, bro.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be an absolute bloodbath. I really do.
It's gonna be sad, upsetting.
Yeah.
Carrie's coming in with a super chat saying, "Hey, my boys, much love and excited for Scream 6. Same here.
Right,
Same here, Bear.
Cannot wait.
Yeah. Mastermind coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying, I think it's Zerny, Grandpa, Dermot Mulroney, Dad, and Quinn, daughter, granddaughter. It's a family of killers. Yeah, and we kind of touched upon that a little bit too. I definitely think, I definitely think Zerny and or Dermot. I don't know if both of them though.
Yeah,
I don't know if both of them.
I don't think it's a grandfather dad thing because they're not that far apart in age. Like
Right.
I think I could see maybe like their brothers. Like I could see like you have the 2 brothers and then the daughter and it's a family affair. I could see something like that. And I mentioned that earlier. Imagine if you had you have an entire town that believes Sam was involved. You have the detective that's investigating the crimes, and you have Sam's therapist all saying she's crazy and has lost it. How do you overcome that? I mean, that's the perfect way to set somebody up. So I could see that. I think that'd make a lot of sense. Jake, you look like you're antsy. So what do you got?
Dude, listen, y'all, I think y'all think I hate Mrs. Loomis for certain reasons, but it's not because she's a family member. I love the idea of a family killing together, like being Ghostfaces. Yeah. That's fucking awesome. Mrs. Loomis nowhere in Scream 1 pops in randomly. I just don't like that in Scream 2. That's my biggest problem with it. This fucking rocks. Like if they did something like this, new family coming to the table saying "fuck you" in the Loomis bloodline. Let's go. You know, I'm in. I'm down. I'm sold. I would totally buy that. I would love that. I would love something like that. So I dig this.
And also, just to say real quick before we get to our next super chat, what would be even cooler, because these are such great actors, speaking specifically about Henry and Dermot, what if their whole motive is based upon righteous vengeance? In other words, like you said, they're going against the whole Loomis clan, what happened, and blah, blah, blah. And they feel as though they are so justified, and that's coming through in their dialogue in the reveal. Like you actually start to say, I kind of get what they're saying. That would be a kick-ass reveal. I would be all in for that.
So if they do that, they will put Scream 2 to shame, in my opinion. Yes. They will literally, that is literally Scream 2, but just a million times better. Like, like that's just a way more consistent way of doing that same exact thing. And I'm down for that. I'm down. I'd be okay with that.
Absolutely. And real quick too, we also have a $20 super chat. Wow. Thank you so much. Evangelia. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Saying, hope you're feeling better, Craven. Super excited for this week. This is my Christmas. The anticipation is killing me.
Awesome. Right there. Yes. Right there.
Very, very
right around
cool.
the corner.
Really close.
I can't believe it, guys. It can't. It really can't. My
I can't
God.
believe it's this week. Like I can't.
I know.
We've been talking about this for like a year.
It seems like yesterday they announced it. It literally feels like yesterday they announced it, man. Dude, I'm telling you, Friday stream is gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough.
It is. We're gonna be tap dancing. We're gonna be tap dancing better than Gregory Hines.
Man, I'm gonna have to like write down I'm gonna be reading. So I enjoyed the movie because I just feel like there's gonna be like at least one or two, or maybe even several things that are just gonna be so hard to like not want to talk about. Like Scream 5 had a couple of those. I think this takes it up a notch. I really do. But we'll see. In the meantime, hit that subscribe button. We have 128 of you. Subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, baby.
Get ready for Friday's stream where we dive into it. We'll talk about it. No spoilers, of course, for those that haven't seen the movie. We won't be talking spoilers. We'll tiptoe around it, even though it'll be hard. But
and for all of those that are, everyone that's new here, just a tag on that, don't forget to subscribe to our individual channels. All four of us are independent content creators as well. We have our own channels. We do videos, live streams, like what we're doing now. And sometimes you see us on each other's streams. We're all very different, but we all come together as the brotherhood for the Lethal Collective. But if you've not subscribed to the Nightwatch Zone, Fate Decided, KillJoy Jake, or Craven Something Scary, Fate, what do we always say?
What are you doing? Go subscribe.
Right. What are you doing? So be sure. I know there's a lot of guests here on this stream that are probably not subscribed to us. So we would appreciate it greatly. You'll enjoy more screen talk and videos. So don't shortchange yourself on content. Subscribe to everybody. You'll be good to go.
Yes. Do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, it looks like we're going to get ready to wind down here. Jake, I know you're going to be Jake's like, I got stuff I got to do too, man.
That's right.
So definitely make sure you guys head on over to Jake's channel as well. And I'll be on a little bit later on. And Craven, you're going to be on later on as well?
I probably not. I'm going to probably change that. Yeah, but I will be on soon. It's more likely to be earlier than later. I don't think I can do the late stuff anymore for a little while. So I'm going to have to shift some things around. So you may see me in the daytime now for a while more than the nighttime. But
all right,
we'll get there. But yeah, I'll try to jump in on you guys' streams and say hello. As well.
Right. Very, very cool. And Carrie, and all of you guys, Val as well, putting the links in the chat. There's the link for Jake's talk tonight. And yes, and also congrats on 16K, Jake. Yeah, baby.
Woo! Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
bro. Good job.
I woke up to that this morning. It was very nice. I was like, oh, no way. Cool. So,
dude,
thank you.
That is just
thank you
awesome,
to everybody.
man. More than well deserved.
If I could just mention, I'm only 142 subs from 9,000. So
woo!
It's getting real close, guys. 142, and I'll hit it. So
slowly but surely.
That is awesome.
I'm only like 600 away from 10K. I hit 10K on my sports channel, on the Laker channel, though. That was fast.
Yeah,
that's so awesome, man.
I did that in 7 months. Man, that was crazy. But
that is crazy. Wow.
Awesome stuff, man. Very, very cool. Oh my gosh. All right.
We're getting there. We're all getting there.
We're all getting there, man. We're climbing, bro.
That's right. And as we get ready to head on out, Jarrell saying, will individual reviews be up Thursday night?
So I'm seeing it Thursday night. I will have a non-spoiler review on Friday. If there's anything that like I'm itching to talk about, then I'll probably make a video about that too outside of the non-spoiler review, but I'll let you know in the time, like, hey, spoiler talk, whatever. I'll probably do my spoiler review on probably Monday. So that way everyone kind of has the weekend to catch up. And then those that don't, I know people always get upset. You should wait a month. You should win. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Quit crying. Like, you're responsible for your own stuff. Like, that drives me crazy. Like, last year people were like, why are you talking about spoilers? It's only been a week. And it's like,
right.
You're right. We should wait a year.
It's been a week.
Yeah. It's like,
what?
We should wait a year before so you can see it. Like, you know,
right.
Like,
right.
People got mad at me 6 months after Bodies for talking spoilers. 6 months. I'm like, what? Like, I'm sorry, but yeah,
so,
I don't know.
I'll do the spoiler review on Monday. If you don't want to watch the spoiler review, watch the non-spoiler review on Friday. If you don't like the spoiler review on Monday, don't watch it. Simple. There you go. Craven.
I mean, that's it, man. Yeah, I'm going to watch I'm hoping to see the movie. It probably will be Saturday, if not Friday night. So I may be the only one safe on Friday's Lethal because I won't have anything to say. I won't be tiptoeing on anything because I haven't seen the movie. But we'll see if I can. I just don't see myself right now being able to go before the weekend, probably at the earliest. So we'll see. I may have to wait longer, which is killing me. But like I said the other day, there's never a good time for things to happen in life, but this is a particularly bad timing of all the timing. And I've missed you guys and missed putting out content. I had a whole schedule of stuff I was going to do, and it's just a shame. But it is what it is. We adjust and we move on. So that's a very long answer. The short answer is probably not. Probably Saturday or Sunday.
All right.
I'll probably have, so I'm going to do an out of theater reaction, like just on my phone, go into the car Thursday night, but Friday morning I'll have a non-spoiler and a spoiler, like both conjoined into one video. And yes, no worries, I will give you a massive warning before I get into spoilers. I will do that ridiculous bit I do in my reviews where I'm like, spoilers ahead. I do it for a minute. I do it for a minute straight, and like I watch the retention just go like this. But if I don't do that for like a minute straight, though, people get really mad at me. So there'll be plenty of warnings before I get into spoilers, I promise. So everyone will be able to watch my review video Friday morning.
Why don't you milk it and turn it into 2 videos?
It is 2 videos. I'm doing an out of theater reaction. Listen, here's what else I'll say. I'm like streams all weekend. I'm doing videos on this shit all weekend. The review's going up Friday, but then I got something planned for Saturday and Sunday. So I got a lot of stuff.
There it is. Bro, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be doing an out of theater reaction as I usually do, and that should be up probably in the late afternoon on Friday. So Friday is going to be a Scream 6 day for me as well, because I'm going to do that on my channel. And then, of course, we're going to be doing something on Lethal. We're going to have a lot of tiptoeing. And I'll be back on Sunday, probably talking major spoilers. So yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. Also, real quick, I just want to say, I know I keep saying we're about to head on out, but also congrats to Carrie She hit 600 subs. Woo!
Good job,
Awesome.
Gary.
Awesome.
Yes.
So happy,
Proud
so
of
happy
you.
for you.
Very, very good.
You rock, girl. You rock. So,
Yeah.
anyways, guys, get ready to head on out. Leave us a comment. We've been talking so much great stuff. Leave us your predictions in the comment section. All of you guys have a lot of great ideas, and the conversation was great. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. We'd really appreciate it. It helps to support us, and we will love you forever if you do. And we'll catch you guys on Friday. The collective has spoken. Peace.
Enjoy the movie, guys.